Hello, Dr. Ruby here. Welcome to our bonus training. So today I'm going to wrap up the last 5 days of the challenge we just did and talk about the keys to successfully maintaining a plant-based diet. I'm also going to do a preview of my new online course and announce the winners of our challenge. So please, if you have any questions, type them into the comments. So throughout the 5 days, we talked about goal setting, keeping track of what we're eating, addressing myths and fears surrounding plant-based diets. We shared and found delicious recipes, and we got some support. As a result, I see a few of you have gotten accountability buddies or accountability partners formed, and that's amazing. And just thinking back over the 12 years or so that I've been plant-based and thinking about what has helped me with the lifestyle, I've thought about 6 key areas or actions that have helped me with my success. The first one is goal setting. Second is just assessing where I was and where I wanted to be, which goes with goal setting. Next was knowing the facts. Then once I knew the facts, I could find the resources, get the support I needed, and then just kept improving. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this training today. So we've talked about goal setting before, and we know it's important. It helps you to set a marker for where you want to be with your health. Once you set a goal, you've set a path in place to get there, right? I recommend initially setting very small goals that you can achieve. And by setting these very small attainable goals, you set yourself up for success because you get a little win, and that puts you in the mind frame of being confident, being energetic, thinking you can do the next thing. And that energy and confidence gives you the motivation to keep going and sets the tone for further successes. I recommend using the SMART system for setting goals, so keeping them specific, keeping them simple, keeping them small, making them measurable to help you determine if you're actually meeting them or not. Keeping them small also keeps them achievable and realistic. And then putting a time frame on it also keeps you accountable. So like I said before, I recommend setting goals by the day or the week or the month. If you set them too far out, I think they become something that you can procrastinate on and you don't feel like you have to address right now. Because you say in 6 months, I'm going to do so and so, then, it's on the back burner already. Versus saying in 6 days, I'm going to do something. It prompts you to take more immediate action and for you to make it easier for you to pull off. So what kind of goals can you set for your diet? Here are some examples. For the next 30 days, I will not eat any beef. For the next week, I will not drink any sugar-sweetened beverages with my meals. For the next week, I will only drink water with my meals. For the next week, I will not eat any cheese. So these are all done on a very small time frame. And even if it's something that each week of a month you did a different goal and you just built on the one before it, by the end of the month, you'd be in a much better place with your diet. So that's why I say keep it small, keep it simple, keep it attainable, and just make progress on one thing at a time. I also recommend keeping your goals visible. So it's easy to write something down in your journal on a sheet of paper and never revisit it. But keeping it visible keeps it in our consciousness. If you keep it on a sticky note of your laptop, if you make it your screensaver on your phone or put a reminder in your calendar, if you set the goal in Google Calendar, there's a new function now where you can set a goal and it'll ask you what you want to do, how many times a week you want to do it, how long you're going to take, and then it will give you reminders at those times to really sit down and do the work that you've been putting off or that you set yourself up to do. So that's one way technology can help you. And share your goals with friends, share with your coworkers, share with your Facebook groups. Anyone who can hold you accountable and check in on your progress can help you. The next step in being successful in maintaining a plant-based diet is assessing where you are. So we did this with the food diary in the challenge, which can help you make a lot of insights into your diet about the areas you need to improve, as well as what you're doing well in. So that can be done simply with the pen and paper like we talked about, or you can use technology or apps that can help you track calorie, fat, carb, protein, nutrient intake. Assessing where you are also includes assessing your health status. So your weight, your waist circumference, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol, your body mass index. These are important to check just to get a marker, like I said, for where you are and to see if you have any underlying or serious health issues that you need to improve. Adopting a plant-based diet, like I said, is one way to markedly improve your health, and seeing what your actual numbers are may help motivate you to adopt this diet faster or to be more stringent with it. Um, and it gives you an idea of your progress and success. So I had lab work done years ago when I was a teenager almost, and my cholesterol was high. I think everything else was pretty normal. My weight was normal, but I thought it was a little bit on the heavy side for me. And I can look back on those things now and see how my cholesterol has dropped, my weight has improved, my energy levels have improved. Things have improved from that time. My blood pressure has stayed stable. So that also keeps me motivated to continue to make these health changes and to stick to this diet. If you're looking for a doctor who's sympathetic or understanding to, you wanting to adopt a plant-based diet, I do have some resources for that later in the presentation. Third, you got to know the facts and you got to be clear on your facts. There are some common myths about plant-based diets out there. You're not going to get enough protein. It's not healthy. You're not going to get enough nutrients, calories, etc., etc. But you have to understand the majority of the country's population is undereducated on nutrition. So, and there's a lot of misinformation out there with the internet. So you can't believe everything you read. Most of it is not true. There are numerous professional organizations that have said that you could be perfectly healthy on a plant-based diet, and that's from organizations who deal with people with chronic diseases to organizations that deal with children. Studies of Seventh-day Adventists who are vegetarians for religious reasons show that these individuals have lower rates of disease, lower risk for disease when it comes to things like high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer than the rest of the population. So plant-based diets do work. They are healthy. A lot of these fad diets are popular for weight loss reasons, such as the paleo diet. And someone mentioned the ketogenic diet to me last night, which is a high-fat, low-carb diet. And these things may be great for weight loss, but I'm not as concerned as immediate weight loss as I am for increasing your long-term health and vitality. And making sure that disease isn't in your future. And hands down, a whole foods plant-based diet is the best way for you to be all around healthy and even lose some weight in the long run. So don't believe the hype, don't believe the latest celebrity trend or diet fad that's out there. Sticking to this is the way to go. Along those lines, it's been shown that individuals in Asian Africa who follow traditional diets, which are low in animal fat and high in complex carbs, and who remain physically active, have a far lower incidence of diabetes than those who follow a Western diet and activity pattern. So the standard American diet is not good for you. And anything that's going to shift you away from that towards a whole foods plant-based diet is better for you. Point blank, period. Okay. So once you know those facts, it's easier to find the resources that you need. So these are some great resources that I use a lot. The Plantrition Project has a lot of information. So does Forks Over Knives. The Ruby Cooking School is an online cooking school that's focused on plant-based nutrition. And I actually took one of their classes, and it was one of the best things that I've done to help improve my diet and my cooking skills and my preparation of food. Although the internet isn't a reliable purveyor of health information, there are lots of blogs, websites, videos out there about cooking, recipes, creative things to do with your food. So there's no lack of that now in this day and age. There are plenty of cookbooks out there, and I suspect there will only be more as time goes on and this diet gains in popularity and people really see the health effects of it. Getting support, as I say, is always important, whether that be in person or virtual. Having people around you who are like-minded and who support your choices is imperative. So you can look for meetup groups in your area, vegetarian, vegan groups. I was thinking about starting a vegan book club, and I may still do that. Googling vegan vegetarian groups in your area. There are festivals that go on throughout the year. I know we have the Veg Fest here in Atlanta, and I think they travel to other parts of the world. There are several up in the DC area that I know of. So just seek these things out because they're out there and they're out there to support you. There's the virtual communities here on Facebook. There's this one. There's Instagram. I know there are others too. There's me, my website. Um, and as part of this challenge, many people formed accountability groups and accountability partners, which I thought was great. And I think that's super important to help you stay focused on this lifestyle change. And just so you don't feel alone, here's the statistics about how many people are following plant-based diets in the US. And this is a little bit of an older statistic, so I suspect that there are more. But it's 3% of adults in the United States, which doesn't sound like a lot of people, but that's 7.3 million adults who are vegetarian, and then 1% are vegan. So that's a million adults who are vegan. So that's a lot of people. So out of a million people in the country who are vegan, I'm sure we can all find one or two to help us, support us, or who is similar to us in their dietary, in making this dietary change. I mentioned earlier that I could talk about where to find a doctor who supports your lifestyle changes. And these are two websites to look at. So this is a database of plant-based doctors. So one is vegdocs.com, the other is plant-based docs. So you can type in your location, your zip code, and you'll be able to find a provider who can help you, who promotes and supports plant-based diets. Um, so check that out. And a lot of your integrative medicine docs as well will be very supportive of this type of diet or lifestyle. And keep on moving. Don't stop, right? That's a song. But keep improving. You can learn just as much on your journey as when you get to the destination. So I think we think of lifestyle changes or getting healthier as a place that will be, but it's a place where we have to work at every day. So there will be times when you do better than others. There will be times when you fall off the wagon, but take those as opportunities to learn and move forward. Okay. Um, and that's part of why I created these resources and things, is to have a community where we can all feel like we're helping each other improve and getting better. So I want to talk a little bit about my new online course and group program. It's called Go Plant Based, and it starts next week. And I want to give you a sneak peek into that. And I invite you to join if you feel like you're interested or it's a good fit or it's something you need in your life right now. I know the holidays are coming up, and with that, there's a lot of stress for many people. And, people tend to get through the holidays, then they make their resolution for being healthier in the new year. But you can start that right now. There's no reason to wait. And this is the time like I said, when you need to get that support, especially because it's going to be stressed and you're going to be tempted. So find a place to get some support of people who are like-minded and who can help you through that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the course. So it's called 30 Days to Effective Plant-Based Meal Planning. So it's tools and a system for planning and creating plant-based meals using simple recipes, basic strategies, and tools that you probably already have in your kitchen. I'm a big believer in less is more and simplicity. And for me, it's taken years of researching and looking and finding and trying to find out what works for me and what helps me maintain my diet. And so I want to create a shortcut for you so you don't have to go through the years and the research and all the stuff that I did. So it's 4 weeks, one module each week. The first is take inventory of your diet, adding high quality plant-based foods to your diet, making great plant-based meals, and creating your own plant-based menu. These are the 4 modules, and I'm going to talk about each one a little bit more. So week 1 is about discovering the simplest way to keep track of your eating. I'll talk about food diaries, how to do that, how to use technology to keep track of your diet. And then even if you're a technophobe and not a techie, I talk to you about my quick and easy system for analyzing your diet, where you can just do it quickly, take a look at it, see areas where you need to improve or where you're doing well. The second week, we talk about tips for shopping for high quality plant-based foods and what to avoid even in plant-based foods to help you improve your health. We talk about labels because right now it's popular to be organic or plant-based or vegan. So there are a lot of labels saying natural and non-GMO and organic, and what means what is important to distinguish. And even just reading the nutrition label in general um, is important. And knowing how to do that, look for added sugars, ingredients, etc. In week 3, we talk about how to replace the meat, eggs, and dairy without losing any of the flavor. We talk about adding herbs and seasonings to your food to enhance the flavor and keeping the right supplies on hand to make your meal prep easy. And in the last week, we talk about where to find great plant-based recipes, how to put it all together to make meal plans and grocery lists, and discovering done-for-you options when you don't feel like making meal plans or grocery lists. So that's all in the 4-week course. There's built-in support with me. So there's work lists, there's checklists, there's resources. There's a private Facebook group for course participants. There's weekly Q&A calls where you can hop on the phone every week to get your questions answered by me and to get that group support as well. And when you sign up, you get a 2-week done-for-you meal plan, access to any bonus videos that I have, and 3-month access to my plant-based resource portal. Now, this is where I keep all my articles, all my recipes, all the free information that I develop. It's all in here for you to access as needed. So let's take a look inside the course. So this is how the course looks when you sign up and you get access. So all the modules are here, and it will tell you when each will be available. Bonus videos, the resource library, the meal plan, everything's here for you. And let's take a look inside the resource library. So I have all my free books and resource guides that I've developed over the years. I have articles and resources, lots of recipes, and even information on mindset. Videos, and we'll take a look around inside each module. So each module has a video. If there are any relevant links or downloads, that's included, as well as the copy of the slides. So you're able to download and keep whatever you need to keep. And I've designed these to be short and easy to digest, so it's not something that you're going to have to spend 45 minutes to an hour each week looking at. You can look at it in a few minutes and go out and take the actions that you need to improve your health and wellness, improve your diet. So that's how the course looks on the inside. So just to recap, you'll get access to the 4 modules, a weekly Q&A call with me, worksheets, recipes, and resources, access to the plant-based resource portal, a 2-week done-for-you meal plan, and private Facebook group with me. And that's $297 or 2 payments of $157 each. And for the fast action takers, get a one-on-one nutrition coaching and meal planning session with me. It's a $97 value. And that's for the first 5 people to sign up. So if you know this is for you, what you need to get through the holidays and to change your diet and to keep it that way, I encourage you and invite you to sign up and work with me. So that's the link to sign up. I'm going to also drop it in the comments for you so that you can have it. If you have any questions at all, please drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. And I look forward to working with you all. I'm here again, like I said, if you have questions about anything at all. And with that, we're going to announce the challenge winners. First place is Miss Keisha Hughes Williams. Congratulations, you won an all-access pass to the Go Plant-Based course. So you'll be getting that information in just a little while. I'll send it over to you. And second place goes to Miss Anitra Stevens. Congratulations, you've won a one-on-one nutrition coaching and meal planning session with me. So, congratulations, ladies. Thank you all. You have been awesome in participating in the challenge and just being here and being present. And I appreciate you. So, thank you very much. And I'll be sure to answer your questions.